Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Always a pleasure.
Today we're exploring healing
Oh, interesting.
through the lens of
Oh.
Taoist and Tantric principles.
I like it.
And we'll be looking at the book Beyond Tantra
By
by Stefan and Meek.
yes.
You know this couple?
Yeah.
They had a health challenge,
Oh, yeah.
and then they went on this journey
Okay.
to explore alternative healing
I see it.
practices. And then,
Mm-hmm.
lucky for us,
Yeah.
they shared their
Yeah.
experiences in this book.
Okay, cool.
So we'll try to extract
Yes.
the most valuable insights for you.
Awesome.
Now, the first thing that really jumps out at me
Yeah.
is how they differentiate between
Sure.
terms like
Yeah.
tantra, sacred sex,
Yeah.
and dual cultivation.
Oh, yeah, those words.
Those are words we hear,
Yeah.
but maybe don't really
Fully grasp.
fully grasp the nuances of.
Right. And the authors are very specific
Yeah.
about these terms.
Yeah.
They describe Tantra as
Okay.
a practice focused on using sexual energy, or what they call sexual ki,
Right.
to achieve a state of ecstasy
Uh,
that fuels spiritual growth.
so it's not just about the physical sensations.
No.
It's about harnessing that
Harnessing it.
energy for a higher purpose.
But exactly, think of it like this.
Okay.
Sexual ki is this powerful energy
Yeah.
that can be directed
Okay.
upwards,
Yeah.
like a current flowing up the spine,
I see.
to open up new levels of
Uh-huh.
spiritual awareness.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Now, what about sacred sex?
Sacred sex.
How is that different?
That's a broader term.
Okay.
It encompasses various practices that use sexual energy
Uh,
for both healing and
I see.
spiritual growth.
So it's more like an umbrella term.
It's more of an umbrella term.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that
Yeah.
sexual energy is
A powerful force.
Yes.
That can be used
Oh.
for more than just
more than
Right.
just sex.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Ah.
about bringing intention and awareness to the experience,
okay.
using it as a tool for
Yeah.
personal transformation.
And then there's dual cultivation,
Yes.
which seems to be the heart of their approach.
Yes. Dual cultivation is
wow.
a specific Taoist practice
Okay.
where a couple works together,
Okay.
consciously using their
I see.
combined sexual energy
Uh-huh.
for both health
Yeah.
and spiritual evolution.
So it's not a solo mission,
Not at all.
but a shared journey
Yeah,
of growth and healing.
precisely.
Mhm.
And the authors are drawn to dual cultivation
Yeah.
because it offers a practical, grounded approach.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating
Okay.
deep connection
Uh-huh.
with your partner
Yeah.
while simultaneously harnessing the transformative
Oh.
power of sexual energy.
It's already so insightful,
Yeah.
and we're just
We're just getting started.
getting started.
Yeah.
Now, the book also
Yeah.
delves into Stefan's early experiences
Yes.
with Tantra.
Yes. And it's
Yeah.
refreshing
Yeah.
how open he is
Yeah.
about his
Yeah.
initial discomfort.
Right.
He felt that
Yeah.
some of the practices were culturally appropriative
Right.
and lacked respect for
Right.
participants' boundaries.
So that led him to
This led him to explore
explore the world of Taoist.
just Taoist practices,
practices.
which he found
Yeah.
more aligned with his values.
That's an important point.
It is.
You really need to find
is right.
practices that
That resonate with you.
resonate with you
Absolutely.
on a personal level.
On a personal level.
So what happens?
So their exploration
It's on their journey.
led them to this fascinating concept,
Okay.
belief demons.
Belief demon.
Belief demons.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
What are those?
Exactly.
Quickly.
Imagine these
Okay.
deeply ingrained beliefs that we carry,
Mhm.
often from childhood
Okay.
or societal conditioning,
Right.
that can actually block our progress,
I see.
even when we
Even when we
logically disagree with them.
Yeah.
They linger in the background,
Mm.
influencing our behaviors
Like-
and experiences.
It's like these little gremlins whispering
It's a great way to put it.
doubts in our ears, even when
Yeah.
we know better.
And Meek
Yeah.
shares her personal story
Okay.
about how
Yeah.
these belief demons affected her,
Yeah.
even though she
Ah.
intellectually disagreed
Okay.
with certain beliefs about women and sexuality.
Right.
They were impacting her ability
Okay.
to experience pleasure
Uh,
and fully embrace the healing practice.
so it's not enough to just
right.
understand something
Yeah.
mentally.
It's not.
Right.
Our bodies
Yeah.
and subconscious minds
Yeah.
might be holding on to a
Yeah.
different story.
Exactly. And recognizing
Exactly.
and addressing
Yes.
these belief demons
It
is
is.
a vital step in personal growth,
It is.
especially when working with
Especially when working with,
powerful energy,
yes,
like sexual key.
the authors believe that
Right.
ignoring them
Yeah.
can create blockages and
Okay.
hinder progress.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So how do we
So that's where
even begin to address these?
the concept of sacred touch comes in. The book
Mhm.
devotes a whole chapter to this,
Okay.
explaining how conscious,
Right.
gentle,
Uh-huh.
and loving touch
Yeah.
can create a safe space
I
for
see.
exploration
Okay.
and healing.
So it's not just about
No, it's not about
any kind of touch,
any kind of touch.
but a
It's
very
a specific type of touch.
type of touch.
Right.
Sacred touch is about
Okay.
bringing presence,
Okay.
intention,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
respect
Right.
to the experience.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
about creating a deep connection,
I see.
fostering a sense
Yeah.
of safety and trust,
Okay.
which can help us release those
Right.
deeply held beliefs
Uh-huh.
and open up
Okay.
for new possibilities.
So that sounds incredibly
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah,
I'm curious, do they offer
they do.
specific examples of sacred touch?
They do, for instance.
Okay, good.
Stefan initially approached touch
Yeah.
with a more forceful,
Mhm.
technique-driven style.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
he learned
Yeah.
through Meek's feedback
Right.
that his approach wasn't working for her.
Right.
She needed a gentler,
I see.
more intuitive touch
Okay.
to feel safe
Yeah.
and truly open up. That's a great example
It is.
of how
Mhm.
communication
Wow.
and feedback are crucial,
Yeah.
even in something as intimate
Even in something as intimate
as touch.
as touch.
It's about
It's
being attuned to your partner's needs,
yeah.
not just
Not just
imposing your own preferences.
imposing your own preferences.
Exactly. And
And the book highlights
the book highlights
the importance of creating a safe space
Uh-huh.
where both partners can
Mhm.
honestly express
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
desires and boundaries.
I see.
It's about fostering a sense of
Yeah.
mutual respect and
Uh-huh.
understanding,
Yeah.
which is essential
Right.
for deeper healing
Okay.
and connection.
This is already
It is.
so insightful,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to dive into more of their journey.
There's so much more to uncover. We're
Yeah.
just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the things that makes this book so compelling is how it bridges the gap between
Yeah.
ancient wisdom
Right.
and modern science.
Right.
They dive into these Taoist principles
Mhm.
and tantric techniques, but they also explore how Western science might explain some of their effects.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So what does Western science have to say about
Right.
practices like sacred sex?
The book acknowledges
Okay.
that there isn't a direct equivalent
Uh-huh.
to the concept of ki
Right.
in Western science.
Yeah.
However, there's growing research on how practices like mindfulness, deep breathing, and conscious touch can impact our nervous system,
Okay.
hormones,
Right.
and overall well-being.
So it's like finding common ground
That's
between
right.
these
Yeah.
seemingly different approaches to healing,
Exactly.
recognizing
Yeah.
that both ancient wisdom
Yeah.
and modern science can offer
They can.
valuable insights
Yeah.
into how our bodies and minds work.
Exactly. And
Right.
this holistic perspective really shines through in Meek's journey.
Right.
Remember those belief demons we talked about?
Yes.
Well, the book goes deeper into her experience,
Yeah.
revealing just how
Okay.
deeply ingrained these beliefs were.
It sounds like it took a lot of courage for her to
It did.
face those shadows head on.
She talks about how
Yeah.
societal beliefs about women and sexuality
Right.
had affected her on a
Yes.
subconscious level,
I see.
creating blocks, even though she
Like,
consciously disagreed with them.
Right.
It required a lot of inner work
Huh.
to unravel and
Yeah.
release those limiting beliefs.
That's such a powerful reminder that
It is.
healing is not just about addressing physical symptoms.
No, it's not. It's also about
Yeah.
unearthing and transforming
Uh-huh.
those hidden patterns
Yeah.
that might be holding us back.
And the book offers
It does.
practical exercises for doing just that.
Yes.
It's not just about awareness,
It's not
but about
but about taking action.
taking action
Yeah.
to shift those limiting beliefs.
Now remember,
Yeah.
the concept of sacred touch
Yeah.
we discussed.
It's about bringing presence, intention,
Uh-huh.
and respect to touch,
Yes.
creating a safe and nurturing
It is.
space for healing.
Right. And Steven and Meek had to navigate their own challenges
Yeah.
in learning to practice sacred touch.
Right.
Stefan admits that His initial approach was too forceful,
Okay.
based on technique rather than intuition.
It's a good reminder that even with the best intentions,
It is.
we might need to adjust
We might.
our approach
Yeah.
based on our partner's needs and feedback.
Exactly. And
Wow.
through open communication and a willingness to learn,
Okay.
they were able to develop a deeper understanding.
Of each other's needs
Uh-huh.
and create a truly safe and pleasurable experience.
So it's not just about learning the techniques.
Yeah.
But also about cultivating a deep sense of
It is
connection and trust.
precisely now.
Okay.
Are you ready to delve into...
Yes, absolutely. Some specifics.
That's what I'm most curious about.
Okay, great.
They keep mentioning this small orbit technique.
Yes.
What exactly is it?
The small orbit is a foundational Taoist practice.
Okay.
Imagine it as a way to create a circuit of energy
I see.
within your body.
Okay.
Specifically circulating sexual ki from the lower abdomen up the spine and back down the front of the body. It's a powerful visualization and breathing exercise.
So it's not just about generating energy, but also about learning to direct it consciously.
Right. Exactly.
But
and the book explains how mastering the small orbit can have profound benefits from increasing vitality and reducing stress to enhancing sexual pleasure and promoting overall well-being.
Did Stefan and Meek find this technique
They were very honest
easy to master?
about their challenges.
Okay.
Stefan, for instance, initially struggled with premature ejaculation.
Right.
He discovered that learning to circulate energy through the small orbit helped him gain more control.
Yeah.
And experience a more fulfilling and balanced sexual experience.
That's incredible. It shows how these ancient practices
It does.
can offer practical solutions for common challenges.
And it speaks to the importance of perseverance and patience.
Right.
Mastering these techniques takes time and dedication.
Now, remember that intriguing concept of morning and evening prayer. I'm so curious to hear more about that.
Okay, so morning and evening prayer is about integrating lovemaking into a daily routine.
Okay.
It's about shifting from a spontaneous act to a conscious practice.
It sounds like a radical departure from
It is.
how we typically view sex in Western culture.
It's about creating a space for intimacy and connection, regardless of mood or external circumstances. The idea is that regular practice, even for a short time, strengthens the flow of sexual chi, cultivating a deeper sense of intimacy and well-being within the relationship.
I could see how this could be transformative for some couples.
Yes.
But I'm also wondering if Meek
She did.
had any reservations.
She did.
She seems like quite a lead.
Her initial skepticism.
From conventional views on sex and relationships.
Admitting she saw it as another chore to add to her busy schedule.
Yeah, sure.
However, she was surprised to discover how this practice actually eased the tension in their relationship, fostering a deeper connection than they had experienced before.
So it's about approaching it with an open mind.
It is.
And a willingness to experiment.
Exactly. And they introduced this fascinating technique called soft entry, which allows for sexual connection without requiring an erection.
I see.
It's about shifting the focus from performance to pleasure, creating a more relaxed and intimate experience.
That's really interesting. I can see how that could be liberating.
It could.
For many couples.
Yes.
Especially those who might feel...
Especially pressure around sexual performance.
Those who feel pressure.
Right.
Yes.
It's about exploring different ways to connect and experience pleasure.
Removing the limitations
Yes.
of conventional expectations.
It sounds like...
It sounds like they're encouraging
They are.
a playful,
yes,
exploratory approach to intimacy.
Exactly. And this emphasis on variety and experimentation is woven throughout the book. They talk about exploring different positions, toys, massage techniques, even practicing sacred sex outdoors.
Wow, that's quite an adventurous approach.
It is. But
in all seriousness, what's the reasoning behind encouraging So much experimentation.
Keeping things fresh.
Yeah.
Preventing energy stagnation.
Okay.
And discovering new avenues for pleasure and connection.
Okay.
They believe that a playful and curious approach helps keep sexual ki flowing freely.
So it's not just about sticking to
No, it's not.
a rigid routine.
It's not.
But about finding what works best for each couple.
Each couple.
And allowing for spontaneity and exploration.
Exactly. And they emphasize the importance of open communication throughout this process, ensuring that both partners feel safe and empowered to express their needs and desires.
This is so fascinating.
It is.
Yeah. Before we move on, though, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this idea of experimenting with different practices.
Yeah.
Do you think it's essential for everyone, or
that's a great question.
Can some couples thrive with a more traditional approach?
It depends on the couple and their individual needs and preferences.
Right.
Experimentation can be incredibly enriching, but it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Okay.
The key is to find what feels authentic and fulfilling for both partners, whether that involves exploring new horizons or sticking with what already works.
That's a really valuable perspective.
Yeah.
It's about honoring your own unique journey as a couple.
Right.
Now, the book doesn't stop there.
No, it doesn't.
It also introduces related Taoist arts that can enhance and support dual cultivation.
Exactly.
What are some of those practices?
They touch upon practices like Qigong and Tai Chi, which are movement and energy practices that can help cultivate and circulate Qi throughout the body.
So it's about creating a synergy between different practices, weaving together a tapestry of well-being.
Exactly. And they even delve into dietary principles aligned with Taoist philosophy, emphasizing the importance of nourishing the body with whole foods and mindful eating practices. It's a holistic approach that considers all aspects of life.
It sounds like they're offering a comprehensive toolkit for anyone seeking to enhance their well-being and explore the potential of sexual put.
And you know what really struck me about this exploration of related Taoist practices? It's the emphasis on balance and harmony. It's not just about physical health or sexual pleasure, but about finding balance within ourselves, our relationships, and our connection to the world around us.
That's such a beautiful insight.
It is.
And I think it's a perfect segue into the final part of our deep dive. We've explored so much already.
We have.
But there's still more to uncover.
There is.
In our next session.
Okay.
We'll delve deeper into the transformative potential of these practices and how we can apply these insights to our own lives.
I'm excited. You know, it's amazing.
It is.
How much ground we've covered. In this deep dive.
We've explored so much.
We have.
We've explored the nuances of Tantra, sacred sex, and dual cultivation. We delved into the impact of belief demons. And we even touched on techniques like the small orbit and soft entry.
And all of this.
It's all through the lens of.
Been through the lens of Beyond Tantra.
Beyond Tantra, exactly.
That's in Meek's personal experience.
It really brings those concepts.
Really bring these concepts to life. What I appreciate most is their honesty. They don't shy away from it.
They don't.
Their struggles.
They don't.
Remember how Stefan initially had difficulty with premature ejaculation?
Yes.
Or how Meek
was skeptical about morning and evening prayer.
Totally. They even talk about communication breakdowns and times when they felt frustrated with the practice. It makes their journey so relatable.
It really does.
It's not about presenting themselves as perfect gurus, but as fellow travelers sharing their discoveries and setbacks along the way.
Exactly. And that's what makes their insights so valuable. They're not just preaching from a pedestal, but offering a real down-to-earth perspective on these practices. One thing that really struck me is their emphasis on creating a safe space for exploration and healing.
Absolutely.
It's not just about learning techniques.
It's not just about the technique.
It's about
cultivating the right environment.
The right environment.
Right. And they do
practical advice on how to create that safety.
They talk about clear communication, respect for boundaries, and a willingness to be open and honest with each other.
Yeah.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's about
fostering a sense of trust and vulnerability. Which is essential for any deep healing work.
Deep healing.
Especially when it involves intimacy.
Right. And that's where sacred touch comes in.
Right. Sacred touch.
Remember,
it's not just about the physical sensations, but the intention and energy. Behind every touch. It's about creating a space where both partners feel seen, heard, and honored.
Yes.
And they even provide specific exercises. For practicing
sacred touch.
Like
the yoni massage and the jade stock massage.
The yoni massage and the jade stock massage.
These techniques are about...
It's about cultivating
sensitivity,
awareness,
and a deep appreciation for each other's bodies.
It's fascinating.
It is.
How the book seamlessly weaves together Eastern and Western perspectives.
Yes.
They delve into
ancient
Taoist practices, but also explore how modern science might explain some of their effects. They acknowledge that Western science doesn't have a direct equivalent to Kiki, but they point to
what they do.
Emerging research
that supports the benefits of
practices like mindfulness,
mindful breathing,
deep breathing,
and conscious touch.
Studies
are showing how these practices can positively impact our nervous system. Hormone balance. And overall well-being.
It's
like finding.
It is like finding
the common ground.
Between
ancient wisdom.
And modern science.
Recognizing
that they can complement.
And
enrich. Each other. And speaking of finding common ground.
Yes.
Remember how the book encourages variety and experimentation.
Yes, they do.
Right? It's not about sticking to a rigid routine. But about exploring what works best
for each couple.
Exactly. And they offer
a whole array
of suggestions for keeping things fresh and exciting.
We talk about
different positions,
toys, massage techniques, even practice
sacred sex,
outdoors.
Right? It's about bringing a sense of playfulness and curiosity. Your relationship, keeping the energy flowing and preventing stagnation.
Absolutely. And while they encourage exploration, they also emphasize that it should always be a shared journey. Undertaken with open communication.
Yes.
And mutual consent.
It's
about honoring.
Both
individual needs. And the shared dynamic.
As a couple, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like Beyond Tantra offers a wealth of valuable insights.
It does.
And practical tools.
Yes.
For anyone seeking to deepen their intimacy.
Yes. Enhance their well-being. And explore the transformative potential. Of Taoist and Tantric principles.
Absolutely. And if you're ready to dive deeper, you can access a full PDF of Beyond Tantra.
Yes.
On our producer Rafi's Linktree.
It's Linktree/Autochtons.
That's right.
Go check it out. This book is...
it is
a treasure trove. Of information. Filled with inspiring stories. On practical exercises that can help you apply these principles.
That's right.
To your own life.
Yeah.
Well, until our next deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning. But keep the conversation going. Remember.
Yes.
The journey of discovery is never truly over.
There's
always more to learn. More to experience. And more to share.
Thanks for joining us.